With the release of Tarkir Dragonstorm, there is a new 2-drop that could be saving the Prowess lists. This 2-drop is Corey's Steelcutter. It is a 1 red, 1 colorless equipment that says equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and haste. But the more important part about this is it has flurry, which is whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 monk with prowess, and you can attach this to it for free. And when looking at this Is It Prowess list, it is easy to cast 2 spells in a turn. We have many free spells like Mistress Baubles and Mutagenic Growths, and the rest of them are basically all 1-drops. And one of the sneaky parts about this is this also triggers prowess. So not only is this a great threat on its own, but it also triggers itself, it triggers other creatures in the deck, and it just makes a bunch of threats. So we are going to be taking this sweet deck and this new Corey Steelcutter card through a League of Modern to see how powerful it is and is it prowess. Just a friendly reminder before the first match starts to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the play, and starting hand is just 2 land heavy, so we're going to bend the Mutagenic Growth. We'll lead on turn 1, fetch land. Opponent plays out our Delta, we will Surveil. EI is pretty good, so we'll keep that. We will shock in our Steam Vents and play out a Steelcutter. And we see a Hedge Maze into a Plains. It looks like a Prismatic Ending, pretty good. Land off the top, really good draw. We will fetch, we will shock, play out our Steelcutter, play out a Preordain. We'll bend the Mutagenic Growth, and I guess top the Swift Spear, then attack in for 2. Land go from the opponent. We will fire off an EI, and that does meet a Spell Snare. Then we will play out a Swift Spear and attack in with everything. Opponent goes land go. We top deck a land. We will start on bolting the opponent, and we'll Lava Dart the opponent, and then attack in with everything. They have an Ormus Chant? What? Alright, well, that's really good. Play out land go. Brain Surge. Then they play out a Delta fetch. Shocking. Alright, well, we have a Show Off in our hand. I think we just go to combat here and see what they do. Another Chant. That's fine. And we will plot our... No, I don't think we're going to plot our Show Off. Okay, Terminus is fine. We have 2 spells in our hand. This is exactly why I didn't want to plot the Show Off. Cast out our Show Off, and opponent scoops it. So let's go on to sideboarding. And looking at our sideboard, we have nothing, so we'll just ship it. Game 2, start hand looks great. Turn 1 Surveil land for the opponent. We top deck a Mountain. We'll play that out and cast our DRC. Fetch land into an Ending. Swift Spear off the top. We will fetch shock and play out our Steelcutter, which does mean a Spell Snare. Another land off the top. We will play out our Steelcutter. Play out our land, fetch shock, cast out a Swift Spear, and attack in. And on the instep, they do Brain Surge. And it's a miracle. No land. We will play out a Bauble. Play a Lava Dart, targeting the opponent. Play out our fetch land. Attacking for 2. Okay, this is the Steelcutter matchup. This card is so good against them. And we'll bobble ourselves now. Land we don't want. We will fetch, get a Surveil land. Violent Urge. Do I want that? I don't think so. And instead they do opt. Into another opt. Preordain, pretty good. One plays that Field of Ruin into a Prismatic Ending on our Steelcutter. DRC, sure. Play that, play Preordain. I don't think we want another Preordain. Spinning Wheels, I don't know. Seems okay. At this point, I really want an EI or another Steelcutter. But if we draw a land, that's so bad. Alright, whatever. We'll top. Cast a Lightning Bolt at the opponent. Actually, now I'm thinking about this, I don't think we want the Swift Spear, so we'll bend that. Dart the opponent. EI is great. Now I feel like going for the win isn't that bad. Go for the win. Don't have a Solitude, please. They don't. Wow, that was so sick. Steelcutter looked insane that matchup. So let's go on to the next match. We're on the play, and starting hand looks really powerful, so we will lead on turn 1 fetch shock into a Swift Spear. Play out our Bauble. Might as well look at their top now, in case we see like some weird removal spell. Splunking, probably Titan, which I imagine is a good matchup. Attack for 2. Land, oh my goodness, that's so good. Besage Grazer for the opponent, into a bounce land. Alright, land. We will play that out. Play out our Steelcutter. Growth our Swift Spear. Attacking with the team. And opponent does block our Monk. Splunking for the opponent, which puts in a Vesuva, copying the Girl Turf, picking up Besage. And they Besage our Corey Steelcutter. We will get our Surveil land, Lava Dart, bend that. That's a combo. DRC, not bad. We will fire off EI though first. Okay, Preordain hand, Steam Vents bottom, Bolt Exile, Bolt Grazer, Mesa, Mesa attack in for 6. Fetch shock, play out our DRC. Maybe I should have gone for Preordain. If we end up losing here, obviously that would have been the better play. And they do have a Lotus Field. It's terrifying. They play out an Explore into a Crumbling Vestige. Okay, Aftermath Analyst. Okay, they have infinite mana. Yeah, and I think Urza's Cave is going to do it because they can sacrifice it. Okay, they're casting Scape Shift. Yeah, and I guess I should have gone for the Preordain one. We'll scoop it up here because the opponent has this. Let's see in our top 3. Violent Urge wouldn't have done it. DRC wouldn't have done it. Steelcutter wouldn't have done it. We would have needed to find a Mutagenic Growth to go for the win because we could have done 2 extra damage with Preordain and Dart, but unfortunately we just didn't get there, so we'll just get on to sideboarding. We're just going to take out 1 DRC for an Alpine Moon. Game 2 starting hand just doesn't have a threat, so we got them all. Yeah, 6 is much stronger here. We will bend, I guess, the Steam Vents. We will play at our Mesa, and we're just going to hold the Bauble for our turn 2 Show Off. Turn 1 Saga into a Spellbomb for the opponent. We will Surveil. I don't think we need Darcy. Another Show Off. Great draw. Fetch shock. Play a Show Off. Play Bauble. Attacking for 3. And we might as well look at their top card now. Seeing Prime Time. Opponent plays out a Vestige into an Explorer. Playing another Vestige. Making a blue and playing a Seal of Removal. What the? Interesting time to be alive. Mutagen Growth, not a bad one. We'll play out our Show Off, Shotgun Steam Vents, Fire Off Bolt now. We could have gone for EI trying to find Alpine Moon, but I don't think that's worth it. An opponent does bounce one of our show offs, so we'll mutagen the other. One floats mana off Saga, picking up an amulet. Oh my goodness. They play out their Lotus Field. So good. Into a Primeval Titan. Surprised it took this long for these decks to play Lotus Field. This seems absurd in these lists. Yep. Haywire Battlements, give Titan haste. And let's see if they have the double strike land. They do not, but they get 2 blue sources. And they bounce a show off now. I mean, we still have outs here. Not a lot, but that I think that does it. Dart, sack dart. Opponent. This is why you don't do that now. Wow, we should not. All right, we should not be in the spot, but we take it. And for game 3, this blessed game 3, hand looks great. Opponent goes turn with the siege into an amulet. Show off, good draw, fetch shock, play out a DRC. Another amulet, no land though. Never mind. And opponent plays out a Splunkin into another Splunkin. If they have a Titan after all this, I'm just gonna be flabbergasted. Okay, third Splunkin, playing out a Vestige again, dismembering our DRC. All right, that was a wild turn. Surveil land, interesting. I think we go fetch shock, play out our slick shot show off. I think we just have to go for the most explosive next turn, even though I think we are probably not making it to another turn. When an opponent has a Titan, yeah, we're done. They have a land, they have a Grazer, they don't have anything to put in. Okay, we are not dead. Swift Spear, not the best draw in the world, Preordain. I think this is double bottom. DRC, fire off bolt on Grazer, surveil land, another growth. Is that lethal next turn? Maybe? Let's calculate this real quick. So this is 4. Each one of these growths deal an additional 3. So this is 5, 10. Yes, that should be lethal. So we will keep that on top. This means that they don't have anything. We just win the game. Attack in and hope they just go land Gogan. They do the Urza's Cave shenanigans. Picking up a Teleria West. No. Okay, seal removal. That is annoying, but fine. All right, I think we're just going to play everything out. Attack in. We're going to fire off one growth. Bend a dart. Wait, if we bend enough darts, maybe we can get there. Then we will sack a land to cast a dart. Come on, rip the nuts. Let's find a bunch of darts. Violent Urge, bottom. EI, probably good enough. Guess we just go to damage here. Okay, they seal removal are, what, slick shot? Okay, we will mutagen growth, Swift Spear. At this point, I mean, we're just bending everything. I shouldn't have kept this EI on top. Bolt. Maybe there's some world rule bolt is actually important to have. Don't draw Titan or bounce land. That produces, wait. No, yeah, any bounce land, any Titan, any pact, and they scoop! All right, deck shouldn't have won, but opponent threw game 2, so it's their own fault. So we'll take this game and match. Let's get on to the next one. Match 1 we're on the play, and starting hand looks pretty good. We'll lead on turn 1 Mire, fetch shock, and cast out a Preordain. I actually think both these cards are fine, so we will top both. When it goes turn 1 Surveil, we will play out our Swift Spear, play our Surveil land. I think we're going to save a Bobble for another turn. Yes, we want to land, and we'll attack in for 1. Opponent bolts in a land and plays out a Voice of Resurgence. We will play out our Slick Shot Show Off, play our land, play out a Bobble, go to combat, attacking with the team. An opponent does block. I think we'll just let this happen. An opponent does have a Solitude, pitching a Renegade Rallier, taking out our show off, and we'll bobble ourselves now, seeing if we want to use our Lava Dart now or next turn. DRC is a pretty good draw. Another Surveil land for the opponent, and nothing. Okay, so we'll just pick up a mountain here, and we will Lava Dart this elemental token. Mutagenic Growth, not a bad pickup here. Play out our show off, combat, attacking with the team, and then we will play out our DRC. Opponent plays out an Extraction Specialist, picking up their Voice of Resurgence. Draw an EI, we will cast them out. A Bolt, I think we will keep that on top. I think we will put Bolt into our hand, Bloodstain on bottom, Preordain to exile, cast a Preordain, hopefully find a land here. Mutagenic Growth, I think that is worse than the land at this point. Yeah, bottom both. Swift Spear, unfortunate, but that's okay. Attack in with DRC and show off. Okay, opponent does have another Solitude, really annoying. Opponent casts out a Shardless Agent, revealing a Birthing Ritual, and they attack in for 3. And opponent sacrifices their Voice, picking up another Voice. Bobble off the top. Okay, I think we will play out a Swift Spear, play out a Bobble. I don't think we need DRC here at this point. Cast out our EI. A show off, I think, is probably our best draw at this point, so we'll keep that on top. Show off into hand, DRC bottom, Scalding Tarn exile, play out Scalding Tarn, go to combat, attacking with the team. Okay, and opponent blocks like this, so we will fetch, and I think we're gonna bolt the Extraction Specialist. We don't need another land at this point, and opponent gets another 2/2, and I think we'll just use the Bobble now. Seeing a Plains on top, another Extraction Specialist to the opponent. We also picked up another land off of our Bobble. Opponent attacks in for 6, play out their land and trigger Ritual. Oh, opponent finds an Endurance. Yeah, and they will target us, so we will flashback Lava Dart now. We do not need another land. And another mutagenic growth. I guess we're just going to go all in here. We're going to play our show off. We're going to play out our Mire and attack and then just see what the opponent does. All right, this is how the opponent blocks. Guess we'll start by fetching, putting the land into the yard. Cast a mutagenic growth on our show off. Then a lava dart. That's actually really nice. Then I guess the mutagenic growth our Swift Spear here to save it. Then a land, and we just let this happen. We clean up their board mostly. Another Shardless Agent for the opponent, which picks up a Voice of Resurgence, and no attacks from the opponent. Okay, and they get a Reflector Mage, not a card I've seen in a while. That's so weird. Arid Mason, not great. Guess we can plot the show off, play out our land, and hope we, like, you know, draw multiple EIs, I guess. Interesting attack from the opponent. Guess we will just throw both of these away. It's not like ground creatures are going to change the game anyways. And they play out another ritual. Opponent sacrifices a Shardless, picking up a Skyclave Apparition. And we will Surveil in response. We just need to find EIs at this point. A Bolt will not help us, so we gotta bin that. And I don't know why I didn't just target the opponent. That was weird. Oh, that was stupid. And then they also pick up a Recruiter, sacking the other Shardless, revealing another Recruiter. Give us an EI. No! Alright, well, we gotta scoop it up and get on to sideboarding. For sideboarding, we're gonna take out 4 growths and a Swift Spear for a Torpor Orb and 4 heats. Game 2, we're on the draw, and we're gonna test out the Steel Cutter, so we'll keep lead on turn 1 tapped land. Top deck another Dart. Opponent goes tapped land. We will play out a Steel Cutter. Opponent goes turn 2 Ritual. Okay, land would be sweet. Alright, well, let's see how good these Steel Cutters are. Fetch Shock, play out another Steel Cutter, and fire off Dart at the opponent. And opponent evoked out a Solitude, taking one of the monks out. Interesting decision. And whoa! Alright, would not have expected that. And opponent plays out a Shardless Agent, revealing a Wrath of Skies combo deck. Look at them. And opponent picks up a Witch Enchanter. It's pretty good. Alright, Thundering Falls, not a bad draw. We will cast out an EI. I think we will put Bolt into hand, Scalding Tarn bottom, Unholy Heat Exile, Unholy Heat the Enchanter, get ourselves a 2/2, play out our Surveil land. Don't think we need another land, and attack in for 2. Okay, opponent has another Shardless Agent, casting out a Voice, and it looks like they're helping at this point. And opponent does pick up an Endurance, a Show off the top. I think we will cast that out into an EI. Okay, we get some pretty good stuff here. We'll put a Lava Dart hand, DRC bottom, Bobble into Exile, cast out Bobble, and I think we will just ship it in with every button here, and pretty happy with the way this trade goes out. Upkeep, we will Bobble the opponent. Seen an Extraction Specialist. Please don't shuffle that, or please shuffle that away. Oh, they do. That was very lucky for us. Opponent bends a Wrath of Skies off their Surveil land, and they play out a Renegade Rallier. That actually, wow, that's insanely good too, which gets back a Voice of Resurgence, and then they attack in for 2. Opponent triggers their Ritual on the end step, sacking their Voice of Resurgence, getting an Extraction Specialist, which gets back a Voice of Resurgence. Pretty good. Okay, another show off. That was probably our best draw. I don't think they can win at this point. And I think we're just firing off 2 Lava Darts here, which gives us the most amount of ways to cast as many spells as we want. Math is for the people that we are attacking. And yeah, this is so over lethal. And we will only attack in the air. Don't think they have any reachers. And they're at -2. So let's get into game 3. Game 3, starting hand, no lands. Sadly, even though we had the Torpor Orb. Okay, this is much better. We will keep, and I think we're going to bend the Urge. I believe Torpor Orb's just like the best card that we can have against them. I'm going to go turn 1 Surveil land, Binning, and Orchid Phantom. Another land off the top for us, not bad. We will go turn 1 Fetch Shock, play out our DRC into a Bobble. Bend a Lava Dart, feels good. And upkeep, we'll look at their top card. Seen a Hollowed Fountain, another Plains for the opponent, into a White Orchid Phantom, taking out our Steam Vents. Bobble draws us into 2 EIs. Think we're going to Unholy Heat the Phantom. Don't think we need a Steel Cutter at this point. Play out our Scalding Tarn, and we will attack in. Opponent fetches out a Force and plays out an Eidolon of Rhetoric. So instead, we will Surveil here. Lava Dart, don't need that. So Spear off the top, not bad. Play out an EI. Yes, we do want the land. Ooh, I think we're going to put Bolt into hand, show off to the bottom. Scalding Tarn to Exile, play out our Scalding Tarn, and attack in for 3. Opponent attacks in for 1, plays out the Hollowed Fountain we know about, into a White Orchid Phantom, and they take out our land. Good thing we have 1 more basic, and we'll just fetch out a Shock land. Another DRC. Alright, we'll lead on an attack, and then we will play out another DRC. Okay, opponent plays out a Skyclave, taking out a DRC, and they attack in with the team. We will just take 3, and end step, I think we're just going to bolt the Skyclave. Bin an EI, we don't need that one. Another Preordain. I think at this point we just want EI, and we want to find some more instant speed removal spells. Violent Urge, got up in that. This is unfortunate. I think we're going to take the Violent Urge, bin the show off, exile the Mistress Bobble, which we sadly cannot cast, attack in. And if they attack in with everything here, I think we have the win. Okay, another combo in our opponent's deck. Shardless Agent plus Eidolon of Rhetoric. Wild combos today. Opponent attacks in for 1. Another DRC. We'll go to combat, attack in with our DRC. And they are forced to block here. And I think at this point, we're just going to run out another DRC. Opponent plays out a Recruiter of the Guard, picking up a Solitude. And in step, we will Lava Dart the opponent, then a Kori Steelcutter. And the opponent just scoops up there, seeing the writing on the wall. Because they're going to be at 7, we're going to attack in for 6. They're going to be forced to Solitude something. Or I guess if they don't, then we Violent Urge. And if they don't end up doing that and just take 6, then we can Lava Dart them in the upkeep again. So let's get on to the next match. We're on the play, and starting hand's a little land heavy, but I do think it's good enough. We'll lead on turn 1 Shockland into a Swift Spear and attack in for 1. Opponent goes turn 1 Saga, probably meaning we're up against a Amulet Titan opponent. We top deck the EI. Not a bad draw. We'll fetch shock, play our show off out, cast out our bauble, pumping the team, attack in with everything, and upkeep we will look at their top. Seeing a growth chamber. Yeah, this is definitely prime time. And opponent plays out another Saga. Find Preordain, we'll fire that off. Bottom Steel Cutter, top growth. Fire off Lava Dart, use Mutagenic Growth on our Swifty, and that's 13. We don't even have to flash back to Dart. So let's get on to sideboarding. We're going to bring in a Meltdown and an Alpine Moon for 2 DRCs. Game 2, starting hand looks pretty decent. Nothing insane. Saga into an Amulet. Top deck of Mutagenic Growth. We will shock in our land. And I think we're going to play DRC. We're really going to want to dig for an Alpine Moon and or a Meltdown. Okay, opponent fires off Dismember into a Crumbling Vestige. Then they play out an Explore into a Bounce Land. Not sure why they did that. That was so weird. We'll play out our Preordain. Then a Preordain, top our land, shock in our land, play out a Swift Spear, and attack in for 1. Opponent floats 2 mana, picks up a Amulet off of Saga, makes 6 mana. And opponent plays out a Green Sun Zenith for 3, picking up Dryad. And then they packed for a Primeval Titan. We'll just scoop it up here. They'll find a way to win. We'll get on to game 3. Game 3, starting hand is way too land heavy. You got them all. Yeah, and 6 looks much stronger here. We will bid a Mountain. We will shock in our Steam Vents and play out his turn 1 Swift Spear, attacking in for 1. Aha! Look at us. We're so good. DRC also off the top huge. We will fetch shock, play out DRC, play out an Alpine Moon. We will bid in a Violent Urge, and we'll name Urza Saga, attacking in for 2. Opponent plays out another Saga and scoops it up. Wow, let's go. Next match. We're on the draw, and starting hand, I think, is a little too land heavy. Got them all. Yeah, our 6 is much stronger here. I think we're going to bin a Steel Cutter. Opponent goes Breeding Pool into Green Sun Zenith for a Dried Arbor. We draw a Show Off. We will fetch shock and go turn 1 DRC into a Bauble. And we're going to bin a Bolt. And we see a Karn on top. Opponent uses their Dried Arbor to play out a Sprawl, then casting out Malevolent Rumble. Okay, this looks like a very, very interesting deck. I have no clue what's going on. And they take the Heads Mage, playing that out. Off the Bauble, we hit an EI, and I think we're going to Lava Dart now. We really need a land. Yeah, we'll bin the Steel Cutter. Come on, land. No land, unfortunate. Well, just attacking for 1 and be sad. Opponent casts another Rumble, and they take the Misty Rainforest, fetch shocking, cast down a Green Sun Zenith for 3, putting a Teamer Battle Crier into play. And unfortunately, all we get is a Swift Spear here, so we'll play it out and sadly pass. And opponent plays out another Battle Crier into a Karn, putting in an Ancestral Statue. Okay, this looks like a combo. Yes, they can cast the statue as many times as they want. This is definitely a cool little combo. I'm curious. I'm assuming they have like a gut shot or something, but we'll just wait and see. Okay. Opponent finally bounces their Karn, getting an Aether Flux Reservoir. All right, this is sick. Yep, they gain 50 life and they will shoot us for 50. Well played. We will get on to sideboarding. I think for sideboarding, we're just going to take out our Mutagenic Growth and bring in Unholy Heats. And game 2, another, I just can't have not enough lands, so I'm going to mull. This is much stronger. We will keep, and I think we're just going to bin a fetch land. We'll lead on turn 1 Surveil. I think Bloodstained Mire is actually pretty good. Opponent goes turn 1 Surveil land as well. We will fetch shock and cast out our Show Off, attacking in for 1. Opponent plays out a Fanatic of Veronis. I think we're not going to play out Curie Steelcutter. It just doesn't seem that important here. We're going to fire off Preordain, and these are both good, but unfortunately we don't have Delirium, so I think we actually have to bin both. Finding another Lava Dart. All right, I think we're going to take a turn off then, cast out our Steel Cutter, attack and revive, and hope that next turn we can just win with double Dart. Opponent bolts in the land, casting out a Teamer Battle Crier into an Outcaster Trailblazer, into another Trailblazer. Okay. All right, opponent's comboing. Then they cast out a Malevolent Rumble, and they get a Karn, and I think that's going to spell the end for us. Yep, Karn is free. They can down tick getting the thing that just bounces over and over. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, Ancestral Statue, and we know they have the Aether Flux Reservoir, and sadly, this is going to end our 5-0 streak. I think game 1, we got a little unlucky, and then this game, I just don't think we have a good enough sideboard for them, so we have to scoop it up, sadly, and take the 4-1, unfortunate. So, overall, this deck is very good. I mean, I think everything had kind of a showing here. Monastery Swift Spear, we all know is good. Slickshot Show Off had an impressive few games. I think that's actually the best card in this deck. As for Steel Cutter, not the most impressive showing. I do think it's better against decks where you're trying to fight through removal. I don't know if I want 4. I don't know if I even want 2. I think it's more of a sideboard piece, but it also is good. So I don't know. I'd have to play more games with this deck. And then as for the sideboard, I think there are some things that I would switch up. I'm not sure what. I'd have to play a lot more of this deck and fine tune to the meta, but I think this is a great base list if you want to take this. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.